Hello everyone, this is our next lecture on the chapter Descriptive Statistics and our topic is Measure of Central Tendency. In previous lecture, we already saw the first measure of central tendency, that is arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is denoted by x bar and its definition is the ratio of sum of observation to the total number of observation. After that, we saw our second measure of central tendency, that is median, and median is defined as it is that value of the variable which divides the distribution into two equal parts. Also, in our last lecture we saw our next measure of central tendency, that is mode. So the definition of mode is the observation with maximum frequency or the most repeated observation is called as mode. After that, we saw calculation of mode for three type of data. So for individual observation, means for single observation, mode it is the value which occurs with maximum number of times. Means single observations are given, then mode is the value which occurs maximum number of times. Then for discrete frequency distribution, means single observations along with frequency. For this type of data, mode is the observation with highest frequency. Means the observation which has the highest frequency is the mode of the distribution. Then last one is for continuous frequency distribution. For continuous frequency distribution, first step is we have to define our modal class. Modal class is defined as the class interval which has the highest frequency is known as modal class. After defining modal class, the formula for mode is equal to L plus Fm minus F1 divided by 2Fm minus F1 minus F2 into H, where L is lower limit of the modal class or lower boundary of the modal class. Fm is a frequency of the modal class. F1 is a pre-modal frequency. 2Fm means 2 into frequency of the modal class. F1 is a pre-modal frequency and F2 is a post-modal frequency. H is a class width. Class width is defined as upper class boundary minus lower class boundary. Then we saw if there is a single observation with maximum frequency, then the distribution is known as unimodal. If there are two values which occur with maximum and equal frequency, then the distribution is called as a bimodal. And if there are more than two values of mode, distribution is known as multimodal distribution. In today's lecture, we will see if the value of the mode is given, then how to find the missing frequencies, how to draw mode by graphical method, and merits and demerits of mode. Let us understand the procedure how to find the missing frequency if the mode of the distribution is given by taking the example. Suppose the example is the daily expenditure of 100 families are given below. If the mode of the distribution is 43.5, find the missing frequency. So given data is daily expenditure in rupees and number of families. First expenditure is 20 to 29, means it is in rupees. So for the first these 24 families, the daily expenditure is 20 to 29. So 30 to 39, the value of number of families is missing. Similarly for 50 to 59, the value of number of families is missing, means we have to find these values. So we just assume these values as x and this is y. So first we will write what is given. So here we see that the classes are not in continuous, means the upper limit of this first class interval is not same as the lower limit of second class interval. For this we have to convert these classes into the continuous classes by using the adjusting factor, that is subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and add 0.5 to the upper limit. So the classes will be like this, means 20 to 29 becomes 20 minus 0.5, it is 19.5, and 29 plus 0.5, it is 29.5. So first class interval is 19.5 to 24.5 and its frequency is 24, which is already given. Second class interval is 29.5 to 39.5, means this class is now in continuous form, means upper limit of this first class interval is same as the lower limit of the second class interval. So its frequency is missing, we assume it as x, and for this 49.5 to 59.5, this missing frequency, let it be y. Then here n, number of families are given, that is 100. So capital N is equal to sum of frequency capital N, or which is also known as summation of Fi, is equal to 100, and mode is given, that is 43.5. Since mode is given, so we can define our modal class. So our modal class is 39.5 to 49.5, because we know that the answer means last value of mode belongs to the class interval, or here, and here mode is given 43.5. So it is in the class interval 39.5 to 49.5. Also we know that total frequency means summation of all observation is given, that is 100, and from this table we can also calculate the sum of observation, that is 24 plus this x plus 27 plus y plus 15. So 24 plus 27 plus 15, which is equal to 66. So we can write it as 66 plus x plus y, which is equals to 100. So from this equation we can calculate the value of x plus y. Therefore x plus y is equal to 100 minus 66. X plus y is equal to 34. Give the equation number 1, that is x plus y is equal to 34. Now since our modal class is already defined, the value of mode is given, that is 43.5. So this is our modal class. This is the modal class. So for calculation of mode, firstly we have to define the modal class. After that, the class interval just above the modal class is known as pre-modal class, and the class interval just below the modal class is known as post-modal class. So all these classes are defined. After that, the formula for mode is equal to L plus Fm minus F1 divided by 2Fm minus F1 minus F2 into H. Just substitute the values. Here L means lower limit of the modal class, so it is 39.5. Fm means frequency of the modal class, which is equals to 27. F1 is a pre-modal frequency, that is x. F2 is a post-modal frequency, that is y, and h is a class width. Class width is calculated by using the formula upper class boundary minus lower class boundary, that is 49.5 minus 39.5, which is equals to 10. Just substitute all these values in this formula. So mode is equal to, the value of mode is 43.5 equals to 39.5 plus Fm is 27 minus F1 is x, 2 into Fm divided by 2 into 27 minus F1 is x minus F2 is y into 10. So just substitute the value of mode 39. Now in next step we will shift this 39.5 to the left hand side. So it is subtracted from the value of mode. So 43.5 minus 39.5 is equal to 27 minus x divided by 2 into 27 is 54. Just take the minus sign outside the bracket. So minus x plus y into 10. 10 is the class width. Then this 43.5 minus 39.5, which is equals to 4, and RHS is as it is, that is 27 minus x divided by 54 minus x plus y into 10. Now from our, we know that from our equation number 1, x plus y is equal to 34. Just substitute the value of x plus y here. So 4 is equal to 27 minus x divided by 54 minus this x plus y is equal to 34 into 10. So it is 4 is equal to 27 minus x, 54 minus 34 is 20 into 10. Now convert these terms from RHS to the LHS. So this 20 is divided here. So for shifting it into the LHS, it is multiplied to the 4. So 4 into 20 divided by 10 is equal to 27 minus x. So 4 into 20, it is 80. 80 by 10, that is 8. 8 is equal to 27 minus x. So x is equal to 27 minus 8. Therefore x is equal to 19. And we have to calculate the value of x and y. And from this equation number 1, we know that x plus y is equal to 34. And here we got the value of x, that is 19. So just substitute the value of x in this equation and calculate the value of y. That is x plus y is equal to 34. 19 plus y, value of x is 19. 19 plus y is equal to 34. So y is equal to 34 minus 19. Therefore y is equal to 15. So the missing frequencies are the value of x is 19 and the value of y is 15. You can check whether your answer is right or wrong by taking the addition of all these observation. Means just substitute the value of x is 19 and y is 15. X is 19 and y is 15, and take the addition of all these 5 numbers. If the addition is 100, then your answer is right, otherwise it is wrong. So in this way we can calculate the missing frequencies if the value of mode is given. Now our next topic is mode by graphical method. Until now we saw we can determine mode for individual observation, for group frequency distribution and for ungrouped frequency distribution. Now we will see how to determine mode by graphical method. So mode can be determined graphically with the help of histogram, and as we know the definition of histogram is, it is a series of adjacent rectangles erected on x-axis with class interval as a base, and frequencies are to be represented on y-axis. So for drawing mode we have to we can draw the mode by using the histogram. So the first step is erect histogram from the given data. Means for the given data or for the given example, firstly we have to draw the histogram for that data. Second step is locate modal, pre-modal and post-modal rectangles of the histograms. As in calculation we already saw, our first step is we have to locate the modal class. Modal class means the class which has the maximum frequency is known as the modal class. Then pre-modal class is the class just before the modal class is known as pre-modal class, and post-modal class is class just after the modal class is known as the post-modal class. So in calculation we can locate modal, pre-modal and post-modal classes by the frequency of the from the frequency of the modal class, means which has the class which has the maximum frequency. But in graphical method we can understand how to locate modal, pre-modal and post-modal classes or rectangles by using this example. Suppose the example is calculate mode by using graphical method for the following data. So profit and number of companies are given. Firstly we have to check whether the data is continuous or not. and if it is not continuous, then we have to convert it into continuous form by subtracting 0.5 from the lower limit and adding 0.5 to the upper limit. So here upper limit of first class interval is same as lower limit of second class interval, means data is in continuous form. So our first step is erect histogram from the given data. So we have to draw histogram of this data by taking this profit on x-axis and these frequencies means number of companies on y-axis like this. So this is the histogram, profits on x-axis and number of companies on y-axis. This is the first step, and in our first chapter we already saw how to draw the histogram. Then the second step is locate modal, pre-modal and post-modal rectangles of the histograms. Means we have to locate modal, pre-modal and post-modal rectangles. So modal rectangle means the rectangle which has the maximum frequency. So this is the rectangle which has the maximum frequency. So this is our modal rectangle or modal class. Then pre-modal class means the class which is just before the modal class. So this is the pre-modal class, and post-modal class means the class which is just later on the modal class. So this is the post-modal class. So second step is completed, means in second step we locate modal, pre-modal and post-modal classes. Now third step is join lower limit of post-modal class to the lower limit of modal class and upper limit of pre-modal class to the upper limit of modal class by means of straight lines. Means we have to first join lower limit of post-modal class to the lower limit of modal class. Means lower limit of post-modal class. So this is the lower limit of post-modal class to the lower limit of modal class. This is the lower limit of modal class. Join these 2 points by using the straight line like this. Then upper limit of modal class and upper limit of pre-modal class. Join these 2 points by using the straight line. This is the third step. We just join these points by using the straight lines. Now the next step is from the point of intersection of the straight lines, draw perpendicular on x-axis. So from that point of intersection of that two straight lines, we have to draw the perpendicular on x-axis like this. This is the point of intersection. From this point of intersection, we have to draw a straight line to the x-axis like this. Next step is read the foot of perpendicular as the value of mode. Means the value at the foot is the value of the mode. Means this is the point of intersection of this line to the x-axis. Means this point. It is the value of mode. So in this way we can represent mode by using the graphical method. Procedure is very simple. Firstly, we have to draw the histogram by taking class limits on x-axis and their respective frequencies on y-axis. Then our second step is we have to locate our modal class, pre-modal class and post-modal class. Modal class means the class which has the maximum frequency, and just the previous class is known as the pre-modal class and the next class is known as the post-modal class. After that, from the lower limit of post-modal class and lower limit, join the lower limit of post-modal class and lower limit of modal class by using the straight line, and also join the upper limit of modal class and upper limit of pre-modal class by the straight line. Then after this point, from this point of intersection, draw a perpendicular line to the x-axis, and the point at which this line meet at x-axis, that point of intersection is the value of mode. In this way we can calculate mode by using the graphical method. So in today's lecture we saw how to calculate the missing frequency if the value of mode is given, and how to determine mode graphically. In next lecture we will continue with our next topic. Thank you.